up, guys? Welcome to another horrible video. Is it lagging? Sorry, from my screen, from my end, it's lagging. I don't know why. I made a new room setup. Look, the desk is now pointed this way instead of this way. I think it's pretty cool. I moved back into college in 2 days ago to UMD, so we have like a long ass winter break. It's like 6 weeks. So yeah, I've been home for like basically 6 weeks. But there's like no grace period this semester. Like last semester when we moved in, I'm a freshman, so we moved into college for the first time. We had like 4 days from the move-in day to the first day of classes to like, I don't know, get settled and meet people or whatever. And now we're moving back in on Sunday, like the day before classes, because classes start on Monday. Like, there's no grace period. It's kind of goofy. Okay, no, that's fine. So yeah, that's happening in 2 days, and then classes start in 3 days. Anyway, today's topic, I'm just recording like one last video before I go back. Anyway, today's topic kind of goes with the last video I made. It's like somewhat similar. It's kind of like, I don't know, life sucks, man. Let's just go through like the average life of like your average like American citizen. Let's say for the sake of simplicity that we're American citizen. I don't know. It applies to like most of the world probably, so I'm actually just gonna, in person, the average person. So, you know, you get born, you grow up, then when you turn, I don't know, like 6, you get put into school, and for the next, until you're, I don't know, like 23, you're forced, I guess, through the school system, like by law, you do what everyone else does. That's not inherently bad. So school, of course, school has ups, that's where you meet people, it's cool and shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like, that's how everyone's life goes, you know what I mean? And after that, you get a 9 to 5 for 40 years and retire. And yeah, that's life, you know what I'm saying? Age you are is like, dictates what experiences you have, you know what I mean? You can only do certain things at a certain age. And like, that's the timeline of like most people's life. You get born, grow up, education, job, retire, boring as hell, life for 30 years after retirement, and then die. My point here is life is low-key kind of short. And you know, there's certain things that you'll only be able to do or experience at a certain time in your life, you know, when you're free enough to do so or whatever. And also, are, you know, have the capability to do so, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like travel is what I'm talking about. Something like meeting new people, doing things that only relatively young, when you compare it to the average life of a person, people can do. After you, like, lock in and find a job that you actually like and, like, are going to dedicate your life to, which will probably happen sometime in your 20s, I mean, that, of course, doesn't apply to most people. A lot of people, I mean, but it probably does apply to most people. But yeah, after that is, like, the prime of your life is over. You know what I mean? Because, like, you can never really do anything anymore except work because, you know, rent and shit. The point of all this being, the prime of your life is when you're young, so you can't waste your youth. You're gonna spend more time regretting later in your life on your deathbed what you didn't do than what you did. Like, go ask that girl out. Like, we literally live on a floating rock in space. There are a lot of people who aren't able to do so, but I also think there are a lot of people that, like, don't really try to do so and probably would be able to if they did. Like, if people knew that the prime of their life ended probably in their 20s, then I feel like traveling, like, before that and doing stuff that you actually enjoy before that would be a lot more common. Because everyone always just puts it off, and then they realize when they're 40, like, oh, wait, I'm miserable, and I'm trapped in a system where I have to, like, go to my job every day. Like, you gotta do things you can do while you can still do them. Anything really matter? As, again, like I said, we live on a floating rock in space. Yeah, I don't know, just don't put stuff off. You know what I mean? Like, experiences are what make memories, and memories are what you think back on, and, like, you're glad that, I don't know, you think of memories and you're like, damn, I'm glad I did that. You don't think of memories that don't exist and say, damn, I'm glad I did that, because then you didn't do anything. Like I said, you'll regret more what you didn't do than what you did. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Go do shit. I just missed. I live in an area that a lot of people are able to do this. You know what I mean? I live in Maryland. I know, and I'm close with a ton of people who would, like, travel all the time, do things all the time, have fun all the time, do things that only they can do when they're young. And whenever I see that, I'm like, damn, good on them. Because, like, when they're 40, they won't be able to do that shit because then they'll be miserable. Like, they'll have a job and shit, and they'll probably be going through, like, a midlife crisis. Like, I'm gonna be a beekeeper. The thing that I did, for example, actually a couple things. I've made it a mission for myself. Once every year, I need to, like, go on a trip, like a big, you know, trip, like, with people who I love. Well, I guess not people, like, people who aren't my family, because I'm used to going on trips with my family, and I love my family and shit, and I still go on my trips with my family all the time, but, like, I need to have experiences that branch. What the freak? I just hit my fan. I need to have experiences that, like, branch out. A company called Global Leadership Adventures. They, you know, a bunch of random ass kids sign up and go to their programs. I went to Hawaii with them in 2022, Greece in 2023. Both with people who I'd never met before, people who were around my age. And those 2 trips were probably the best 2 trips I've ever taken in my entire life. And last summer, for senior week, me and my friend, I live about 3 hours from Bethany Beach, so me and my friends went to Bethany Beach. We just like rented a house and we paid like $400, but it was 100% worth it. That one, the cost came out of my own pocket. I'm blessed because my parents can pay for the Greece and Hawaii ones. But for senior week, they were like, nah, that's on you. And I also went to Miami last summer with people from Hawaii 2 summers earlier. We planned that trip because one of my friends from Hawaii lived in Miami. So yeah, we just went there and like met her and shit. I also went to Japan. That was spring break though, not summer. But yeah, that was kind of like my big trip because senior week was only 3 hours away. Japan is like 14 trillion years away. But yeah, these kind of things are the things that a lot of people just pass up on. You need to do stuff like that. Because, like, on God, you'll love it. You know, like, on everything I love. Like, both of my trips were, like, the best times of my life. I literally made YouTube videos about both of them on my main channel. One of them is 2 hours long, one of them is 6.5. I just kept, like, a notes app on my phone of, like, everything we did during the trip, and I just talked about it. So, yeah. Those were very memorable, and I'm very, very glad I did those. And thing is, for me, it's travel. You know, that's kind of what I've been referring to. For me, travel is kind of the thing that, like, I'm able to branch out and it makes me happy and I love doing it. It doesn't have to be travel for everyone. I don't know. There's other things that other people who are young can do to branch out that they just don't do. Like, do this while you still can, brother. Maybe it is travel for you, maybe it's not. Do whatever you're happy with. Youth is a privilege. You know what I mean? Youth means you're like, I don't know, young and stupid and inexperienced and, you know, physically fit. I don't know. Do the things you can while you're. It's not even that you're just. It's like when you're 40, you're not able to do this kind of thing, both because you have a job and you can't do it because you have a job, and also because you're not the same physical person that you like. The same physical, mental. You have a different mindset. You're not able to have fun because, you're probably going through a midlife crisis. I keep referring to 40, but it really doesn't have to be 40. It can be any age, like, after the prime of your life. But these people who I met on these trips are, like, kind of the same as me. They're, like, thrill seekers. They love the mystery of things. That's kind of one of the key factors for wanting to do vacations, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Those people were all I know also very much enjoyed those trips and would do them again. I would do it again, except, I don't know, when I did those I was 16 and 17, now I'm 19. So I'm trying to go to like a study abroad program in Costa Rica this summer with college, but I don't know, I haven't figured it out yet. Moral of the story, do whatever makes you happy, do what you still can while you're still young, because later in your life, if you keep putting it back, you're just not going to be able to do it, you know, unless you can. Which, I don't know, if so, just ignore me. Well, I mean, it's not so much that, like, you probably could later in your life, it's just, you'll never be the same person you were when you were 22. To be able to just, like, go on a whim, like, me and my, like, stuff like, even stuff that, like, little things, like, literally yesterday, at, like, I don't know, after it was already dark, my friend called me and was like, yo, I'm outside your house, and I was like, okay. So we went, and we just drove aimlessly, there were 3 of us, we just drove aimlessly for 2 hours. We do this kind of thing all the time. It's like, am I going to be able to do that when I have a job? No. Well, I mean, that's not because I have a job. It's probably because I'm gonna have no friends when I have a job. But you know what I mean, right? The reason doesn't matter. The situation is what matters. You need to like that kind of thing. It makes me happy. I love my friends. You know what I mean? They're cool. They're chill and shit. And like even college stuff that you can do in college when you don't like, bro. I know a group of people from my college that just went to New York on a weekend on a whim because they were bored as hell. That's lit, bro. I would do that. That's sick. Again. Adding to that, all these experiences allow you to meet people. Again, remember what I said? The people who I met in Hawaii, I went to a trip with those same people to Miami 2 years later. You know, these they allow you to meet people. They allow you to make connections. Dude, I have friends all over the United States. It's actually crazy. In the world, actually, because there were a bunch of international people on these trips too. Like mostly U.S., but like you know what I mean. They get you connections. Now I don't know. Be stupid. Drink if you want to. I don't give a fuck. You know, ask out that girl. You know, Wayne Gretzky once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. I preach that. I literally have that on a rock that's on my dresser. Look, that quote is on this rock. If you don't do anything, if you don't do something, how are you expected to get gratification from it? You can only be happy from things that you decide to do. You can only be happy from branching out. That's what makes you a different person. That's what makes you stand out. That's what makes you happy. Do whatever makes you happy. Aimlessly drive with your friends for 3 hours. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm kind of been talking in circles, like I'm kind of saying the same thing. Hopefully my point's going across, you know, like don't waste your youth. Do what you can while you still can. There, that's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to keep yapping, because it probably bored. Like this, I probably could have ended this video with like 4 minutes. I don't even know what I've been yapping about. I don't know. Look, I know all these stupid freaking like, you know, Sigma male YouTubers who think they're the shit, but they're not. They always say like, don't get trapped in the system. it's not a system. It's just how society works. The system being like education and a job. Like, low key, I understand their point. I just hate their delivery. Like, a Sigma male YouTubers, I mean, like those stupid fucking idiots. But, like, I understand where they're coming from. Like, because it kind of is a system. I just don't want to. It's just society. They're making it seem like it's an abnormal thing. It's not. It's just society. The societal expectation for you is indeed to go through the education system, which that you should still do, and you know, get a job immediately after and raise in the ranks. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to do that. You know, you have free will, brother. Of course, if you want to do that, you can just ignore this entire video, because then just, you know, go ahead. I don't care. If you go through that regular cycle that everyone goes through without ever even attempting to branch out, then life is probably going to be pretty boring. You're probably going to die a sad old man. You'll just be left wondering, like, damn, what would have been different if I had done this or had done this? You're not gonna regret doing something that makes you branch out. You might regret working for 50 years. I'm not gonna be all like, don't get trapped by the system, but I am gonna be like, you have free will. Do what you want. Do what you are able to do and do what makes you happy. You don't have to follow the societal norm. It's not, that's just what everyone does. That doesn't mean you have to do it. Yeah, branch out. Do shit. You know what I mean? Cool. But yeah, I don't know. Usually my videos are a bit longer than this, but I don't know. I really have nothing else to say. Again, I could have ended this video like 4 minutes probably. My point would probably be the same thing, but you know. Yeah. I'm gonna end it now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm about to move back into college, so I have no idea what my upload schedule is gonna be like for the next forever. That's kind of sick. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.